menu. Depending on which city you're in, we adapt it. So we're able to take advantage of some of the local fare. So we have restaurants in Washington, D.C., and, we have Maryland crab on the menu there, which we don't have in Chicago. So we try to get as fresh and as local ingredients as we possibly can. And that's really, for us, the importance of building that brand was about, food. It was about food first. And, Julie and I could get people to come in the door once, but if the food didn't exceed your expectations and the service wasn't world class, you wouldn't come back again. And we're 14 years into the first restaurant that we opened, and it's busier today than it's ever been. And it's funny, People Magazine had an article last week, and they picked RPM Steak, which was our second restaurant that we opened, as one of the hottest restaurants in Chicago to see celebrities. And it's the spot where all the celebrities go when they come into town, from Dave Matthews to Red Hot Chili Peppers to Bieber, you name it. All the athletes go in there. So for me, we're really proud of that brand and the restaurant, that we built, and we're continuing to grow it.
And talk about a tough business. The restaurant
business.
business is tough. Do you get, you mentioned Bieber and, Dave Matthews, and I said you're on Ellen. Like, are you the type, because you've been in, you are in the public eye in addition to being an actor. Like, do you get starstruck? Are you the type that gets starstruck?
Not a lot, because obviously my wife did the red carpet for 20 years. So I got to know a lot of these people and become friends with them. So in the beginning, I think I did, but I realized they're just people, they're no different than you or I. So, it's great to kind of get to have the ability to meet some of these extraordinary people and have them come in and really treat them to an amazing experience at our restaurants. That's a lot of fun for me.
I feel the same way. I mean, on a much, much, much smaller scale than Giuliana on E. Before I did this job, I had one aspect of it, but now that I've done this job and I've interviewed so many people, it's everyone's a human being at the end of the day, right?
You're kind of desensitized to the star factor of it all, I think.
Totally, with like very, very few exceptions. Like I met Cher once, and that was a thing. But normally you're just like, okay, it's another day at the office.
It's funny because Giuliana, I just told the story the other night. She's interviewed every celebrity under the sun, and I took her to go see Sebastian Maniscalco. He's a comedian from Chicago, an Italian guy, and she was so starstruck. This was when he was first starting out, right? Like it's got to be 7 years ago, and I was able to get us backstage and meet him, and she was literally stuttering, like, and she's like, I don't know why I'm acting this way. Like I'm so nervous. And she, every time we see Sebastian now, she gets so nervous around him. I don't know if it's an Italian thing or she's just a huge fan, but it's funny. She still gets starstruck with certain celebrities.
Wow. Out of everyone she's interviewed on the red carpet.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned reality TV. Yes, you did have your own show, Giuliana and Bill, for 8 seasons, which is so hard. Like, what do you think of the state of reality TV? Like, is it here to stay? Like, are we in like a weird influx? You look at like the Kardashians, like they're still going strong, even though they're not on E. Like, what do you think of reality TV in the industry?
It's not going away. People love it. It's in the fabric of, how we get our entertainment. It's cheap to produce. It's very profitable. If you look at the cost of producing an hour of a reality TV show versus a sitcom or a drama, it's pennies on the dollar. So from a business side of things, it's never going to go away because it's we call a high margin business, right? You can do $300,000 for an hour to make a reality show versus $3 million for a drama or a sitcom. So, you look at that and it's a no brainer for the networks to do more and more reality TV shows and less of the dramatic, sitcoms.
Yeah, like the CW, I think, just went through a thing where like they're all reality now. They like kind of phased out all. So it's like to your point, it's more totally cost effective.
It's a lot more profitable.
Did you like Giuliana and Bill? I mean, like putting you're an entrepreneur, but that is it's not The Apprentice. It's not mega brands on the History Channel. You're putting your life out there for everyone to comment on. And did you like that experience?
We were the executive producers of it. And when we first started, we said that we'll do this, but it's going to be a show that you can watch with your family. It's not going to be, flipping over tables at Easter dinner or, fighting. And we said, we're going to make a positive, wholesome show. And I'll never forget the first upfront we were at. The guy who came on the panel after us, I won't say his name, but he said that show is going to make it 3 episodes and fail because no one wants to watch a positive show. He was wrong. We've been able to, really tackle a lot of heavy subjects from infertility to breast cancer to all of our mission trips to Haiti. And we've been able to, we opened up 4 restaurants on the show, launched a lot of different brands. So we've been able to really, we made a positive show again, where people got a vitamin without them knowing they take a vitamin. And to this day, people will come up to me and they'll say, thank you. My wife got a mammogram because she watched the Giuliana and Bill show, or my family now knows our struggle with infertility because you guys were the first really to talk about it. Infertility, people were ashamed to admit. And we kind of said, we're going to throw it out there, and help people through this platform that God gave us. And it did a lot of good for a lot of people.
Absolutely. There are ways to do reality TV in a positive aspect.
Yeah.
Speaking of flipping tables, every year, there's all these rumors that there are going to be new housewife franchises, and whether that happens or not, we have Salt Lake, it's only 5 years old, but Chicago always comes up. It always comes up in the chatter of like, so if you finish this, you're on vacation right now, you go and you find Giuliana and your son at the pool, and Giuliana says, guess what, Bill? While you were talking to David about mega brands, my phone rang and it was Andy Cohen. And guess what? Andy called me. They're coming to Chicago and he's interested in me to be a Real Housewife. How would you feel about this?
She would never do it. There's no, my wife it's a great show. It's great entertainment. But if she wanted to do it, I'll support her, but I don't see a world where that ever happens. And I love Andy Cohen, and obviously what they've done over at Bravo is magnificent. But I just don't see that really fitting into our life, at this particular time. And my wife's became an incredible entrepreneur herself. She's got the #1 brand on the Home Shopping Network, just killing it there, and just delivering great products at affordable prices, and top notch style and trends. And I'm really proud of the entrepreneur that she's become.
I just thought I would will that into the universe.
Yeah,
so
no,
go.
Listen, you never know, but it's great, but I don't think it fits with the Rancic, I guess, future.
Well, you guys are busy, but talk about mega brands. Maybe, season 3, Bravo could be, you talk about Netflix, but what they have done at Bravo, like the
incredible
marketing and all of that, it's just like you look at BravoCon, people like it's branding. It's an exercise in branding, I think.
It's a masterclass in branding. Yeah, they've done an incredible job over there, and the people are ravenous for those shows. It's appointment viewing. They have parties to watch the housewife shows. It's crazy.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, all joking aside, I ask about Giuliana becoming a housewife, but it's so hard to stay married. You guys have written a book on it. I do now. What? You're both in the public eye. She's busy at HSN. You're busy with mega brands and all your businesses. Like, tell all these wonderful people listening, like, what is the secret, Bill?